What's up guys, Ronaldo here and welcome. I'm excited to tell you guys in this guide you will find anything you will need to know to progress. If you're in stage 1, 3 or 5, it doesn't matter where you're at, you will know a lot more about this dungeon and know a lot more avenues how you want to play this fight after watching this guide. I will go over the exact all these mechanics in the fight. I can show you guys, I prepared some stuff here, how you want to deal with all the different spawns and lanes that come into the fight. As you can see here, I did also a list with that, and I will showcase each of these different strategies as well. I will just give you an example of each of them. I'm not just going to list them because they are played differently. But first I will, like I said, showcase you the mechanics. Then we will go into a live run where I show you just one straight up run with Nyx and instead of Ardea as your DPS, right? A full run with Nyx, we go through it, you see how I deal in a full run with all these different lanes, and then I will show you guys different avenues and towards how you can deal with lane 1, 2, 3 and 4 depending on what characters do you have and what characters you don't have. So if that video helps you, make sure to share it with your mother, as fastidious would say, but just like, subscribe, write a comment. It would help me, it would help the channel grow, and also for other people to see that content that might struggle with Gear Dungeon 2, since it is extremely hard. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the mechanics of the fight, and please stick through everything, all the different avenues that I have for you guys, because I think there is an avenue for the different lanes for each of your accounts. I found quite a few different approaches towards how you can deal with this fight. And also, before I forget it, all of these showcases will be shown at stage 5. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how the heck you're supposed to beat stage 6, but if you know all of these things for stage 5, you will know a lot for stage 1, 2, 3, 4, where you might be stuck because it's a really hard fight. Right? You might be stuck at stage 5, but 2. But even after you watch this stage 5 gameplay, right, you will be actually able to see what units I use, how I use them, and will be able to apply that for your stage 2, for example, to make some progress. So it is really an in-depth guide. Just take your time and go take a look at my first run, go to look at the different avenues I take for the different lanes and everything, and enjoy the video. First up, the different mechanics, right? The different mechanics, and basically we can go here into the map info and see we have Volca again, or Frenzied Blood Mistress is what she's called. I mean, there's a boss Volca that you can't hit, and then there's these Volcas that will be spawned as clones from her, right? So the boss Volca that can't be hit, she will deal Bloodbath, basically an AoE attack to all of your units every once in a while. On top of that, a lot of your tiles here will be corrupted, so you won't be able to place units everywhere. On top of that, a big thing, important thing, is going to be that Sacred Blood Siphon. Meaning, whenever you retreat a unit, you swap around units, or if a unit dies, she gets stronger, meaning the AoE damage she does with the bloodbath gets strong as well. And if you swap around your units too much, she will wipe out your entire lineup because she got buffed so much from all the blood she consumed from the dead enemies, basically, right? So you also want to have a certain amount of HP even on your damage dealers. Just have enough HP for them to survive that AoE after a few swaps. Then important, she will spawn clones of her. And in stage 6, this is gonna be the deal breaker for stage 6, which is why I'm gonna show stage 5. And that is because in stage 5 you have like these 4 lanes, right? You have these 4 lanes that you need to def. Lane 1, you will have to face these enemies right here. These enemies are magic damage immune, and they will multiply after a certain amount of time, and when they multiply they get back to full HP. So basically you want to kill them before they multiply, in a similar effect as in Gear Dungeon 1 on the top side, where you want to kill these guys before they start moving. Here you also kind of want to kill them before they start moving if possible. This way they won't multiply, because if once they're multiplied, they're really hard to kill. And they will come from the lane 1 and lane 4. Huh? So 4 and 1. Then for 2, you will have the Volca clone that will come in as and for stage 5 it will be, and that Volca clone will be magic damage immune. And then for lane 3, which is this one, you will have a Volca clone coming in that is physical damage immune, and the next clone will be magic damage immune, and the next clone will be physical damage immune. And the problem here is you can't just use one magic damage dealer and one physical damage dealer, because you have to swap them around, because these Volca clones, they heal. That's the problem. That's a big problem. So basically, if you have that physical damage clone coming in and you hit him with magic damage, she will be able to heal. And if you have the magic damage clone coming in and she will be hit with physical damage, she will heal. So you can't kill them by just having a Silas and a Silitu next to each other, because the Silitu will damage the enemy while the Silas will heal the Volca clone at the same time. If you get what I'm saying, you'll see in the fight. And on top of that, you need to kill these clones within 60 seconds. If you're not able to kill these clones within 60 seconds, they will just explode and wipe out your entire team around a big map. Then you have these Tormented Banshees women. They don't deal a lot of damage, just like these guys don't deal a lot of damage. But once these ladies are dead, they will deal a lot of AoE damage and then detonate and kill everyone within 2 tiles. Within 2 tiles. And then you have Skeleton Archers. They will come through lane 2 as well. So these ladies here, they will detonate after dying. They will come only through lane 1, and the Archers only through lane 2. And as you can see here, I have a bit here 1, 2, 3, 4. That means the different lanes. And here I have some different options for healers, DPS and everything already written down. But depending on that, the strategy will change. So for now, we will just start off with one way. And this is going to be this way right here without an Ardea. I want to showcase you first without an Ardea and with some of the new heroes as well, right? With someone like a Magmus. With someone like an Edith, but they can all be replaced. We will show you, as I will show you after we went through this trial run, to see how you want to do it if you don't have an Ardea, for example, if you have these kind of units. And then you will be able to swap around these units once I show you the other strategies as well. So let's get right into here, stage 5, and then you will see how we want to do it. And that is, we're going to place down our Nyx and our Dolores and Edith. Right, this is going to be our first lineup here, our basic lineup. I'm going to place down our Magmus here as well on the sideline. There we go. As you can see here, the Bloodbath is coming in, and you will be able to see she's going to just deal a lot of AoE damage. Going to pop these ultimates as soon as they're up. And as you can see, I'm gonna kill these guys with Nyx before they're able to multiply. That's big. That's really big. And now, next mechanic, as you can see here, is going to be this woman is gonna deal a lot of AoE damage to 2 tiles around her. So you wanna use, after she died, Edith's ultimate to push her away, so the explosion and the AoE damage that she does will not affect any of your allies. So there we go, and she's gone. There she goes, right? There she goes. Then next up, we're just gonna place down our healer here and our Silas here. Now see this guy duplicated, and now it's only 2 enemies coming in here. And on top of that, what you also have to consider here on the other side is now the new Bloodbath is coming in, and you want to pop your Magmus ult or your fighter ult, if you use a fighter for this side, before the Bloodbath comes in, because this way they higher their HP before they lose it, right? So they higher their max HP. Now you want to use all of the healing that you can get for your young lady here. and Magnus will also take care of everything. And there we go. Now on top side we can see Silas, so we will use Silas as well. And now Dolores has to leave because we need to deal with this Volca clone here with our Zilla2. So what we're going to do here now is pop Zilla2, and as you can see, Silas with his ultimate barely gets the job done here with these guys before they are able to duplicate. They will duplicate once that their timer is gone. So you really want to kill them before that timer is finished. And there we go. The timer is duplicated. Now that Volca clone is gonna die thanks to Zilla2. And this guy right here, as you will be able to see, now duplicates himself and is back to full HP. And now we will take out Zilla2 and replace a physical fighter in here. Then the new Volca clone comes in on top side. So what we need to do here, pretty straightforward actually. Same scenario as before, just pop all of our elo and heals. And this way he will survive. And then we can also pop our Silas ultimate as well. There we go. Magnus gets the job done as well. And now Nyx kills off these guys as well. And we slowly make some progress here. And here, as you can see, now it's a physical resistant Volca clone in here that you gotta take care of. And now there's 4 of these guys, but it's fine. And now you're just gonna get rid of her, put her in. And do we have everything set? I think we do. Alright, we will pop our Magnus ult again, same scenario, and then pop this, pop Nyx ultimate. So she can get rid of these guys all at the same time. Pop this ult, and not that we forget it. Almost forgot it, right? Now Nyx needs to take care of these guys on the bottom before they duplicate again. This is going to be crucial here. So there we go. And now again one of these AoE bogglers comes in. Bloodbath is coming in as well. Because the Bloodbath is coming in any second, I'm not going to put out the Zilla2. I'm not going to put her out. And now we have to use our Edith to push away this dead ghost again, because it deals a lot of damage. It's going to kill our lineup. There we go. And now we have Erica almost up, so we need to get Erica back in here. Right here. Right. And now pop Nyx ultimate again. Pop his ultimate, pop her ultimate immediately. Oh my god, I messed it up. Alright, I'll be back. Hold on. I'll be back at the same spot. Alright, so we are basically at the same spot now. So we pushed them back. Next Volca is coming in. Next Bloodbath is gonna hit like a truck because we swapped around so many times already, right? But the Bloodbaths get more and more dangerous over time, which is quite hard. Which is gonna be quite hard on you. So we will have to do it like that. Preemptively heal everything for the Magnus. There we go. And now these guys that cloned up here will die slowly as well. Next bloodbath comes in, and it hits like a truck. As you can see, it hits like a truck. So you really want at least a bit of HP. And now we're almost done. We might be able to get some boss results if we put in a unit like her with a Dolores. Maybe we get Dolores ult. No, we don't, but there you go. This is going to be the run here. First done. This is how you see, and now how you see how to deal with the different lanes. And now I can explain everything. Now that you saw everything, now I can really go into what I did with everything, and I can explain you everything, how everything works and what different avenues you have. And I will also showcase you guys these different avenues. So as you were able to see, lane one, I dealt with a marksman, and basically lane 1, 2 and 3. Lane 1 you can deal with a marksman or a fighter. Lane 2 you can deal with a marksman or a fighter, at least for stage 5 and below. And lane 3 you can deal with a marksman or a fighter. That's right, even with that you can go with. And lane 4 you need a marksman. And now I can really explain you this tier list or this just character list that I made for you guys for stage 5. And for stage 4 and lower there will be more viable units as well. So basically 1 DPS means the lane 1, right? We have the lanes here. We can put it like that. Alright, we have the different lanes here. So lane 1 you basically only have Nyx or Ardea. So if you have an Ardea, I can showcase you real quick how it would look like with you if you have an Ardea. Alright, and now you will be able to see an alternative for lane 1 in a second. Once these guys come in, as you can see, it's 3 people. They all multiply. It's 6, 4 deft through that, 2 deft through Ardea. And thanks to, of course, a lot of burst healing from our girl Eloin, we will be able to have our Ardea survive that kind of damage anyways. So as you will be able to see here in a second, Ardea just takes these guys out, and it's a lot simpler than Nyx that has to actually take these guys out back here. Ardea can just sit here and take them out. So this is a different approach in DPS, right, for lane 1. And then there's another different approach for lane 1 if you don't have an Edith, right? Edith is the best option for lane 1. But if you don't have an Edith, these guys that die and deal a lot of AoE damage, they will deal a lot of damage, right? They will be quite hard to deal with. And basically you have then 2 options, right? With how you place it, right? Depending on which of the 2 DPS you use for lane 1. And you will always need a unit like Broke here or Baron that can sustain themselves through immortality. A Torodor and Regulus are okay, but I would say Broke here and Baron through their shields are even a lot better. Because, as you will be able to see here, I'll showcase you guys how you will play it if you would use a Broke here or a Baron. So with Ardea, it's quite straightforward. You just place Ardea like this and Broke here like this. And if you use Eloin, you just use it like this. And these guys that come in here, they don't deal that much damage. So Broke here doesn't even need that heal. He doesn't need heal. He does not need heal. He's so tanky. The damage that comes in is mainly from this unit here. So you will even be fine with your Broke here if he's not getting healed outside of Eloin's ult. And you can just time your Eloin ult when everyone comes in, and you will be fine. And this way, only as you will be able to see in a second, Broke here will take damage. He will go into his invulnerability state, and then once this pops, right, once this unit pops, then you can heal him back up for the next wave of enemies that is gonna come in, and he will have his ultimate again up and will easily survive against them. But what if you don't have a Ardea, right? What if you don't have an Ardea and you use a Nyx? Then it's a bit more complicated. Why is it more complicated? Because if you place Nyx here, and like here, the AoE of that first mob will still kill Nyx, right? And you really want Nyx to be here because then she can reach these guys at the back with the Lord bonus that she gets. So if you don't have an Edith, right, and you don't have Nordea, and so you're working with Broke here and Nyx, then you already have another difference, right? You have already some other differences as well that you want to work around on. And so first up, you want to one-shot that first enemy with your Zilla2, right? With your strongest fighter that you use for lane 3 here. And then once that unit is one-shot and exploded, 1, 2, 3, come on, explode. There we go. We can pop, like put in everyone in here, right? Put in everyone. Come on, there we go. And now we just wait. Just wait. And we will not, since our Nyx got a bit delayed here, we're not going to use our ultimate right away. We'll just wait for them to come. We'll just wait for them to come here. And now we will pop that Nyx ultimate, right? And now Nyx is basically just one-tapping these guys by herself. And then we will just go on, and then after that we will pretty much continue the fight as it was before as well. And now you might ask yourself, what am I supposed to do when the second of these guys, of these ghosts comes in that deals 2 tile AoE damage, right? Because then your Nyx is gonna die, and there on lane 1 enemies will still be coming in. So basically I can show you guys the range of that ghost is still gonna hit Nyx, right? And your Broke here will be fine because of his unkillable buff, but your Nyx is gonna die from that, right? The good thing is though, even though if Nyx dies from that, if you play everything right, if your Nyx is strong enough, of course, and healthy, and all of your DPS units are healthy enough, is that the Silas on top here can be removed early because on point 4 there will no enemies be joining in after the second of these guys exploded. So you can just let your Nyx die, right? Take her out, and then put in Silas in here to get rid of the last few enemies here. So this is how I did it. And also, by the way, if you don't have an Edith, right? If you don't have an Edith, and you will need to swap around your units one more time, and because of that, the bloodbath becomes stronger as well of Volca, which is why you might have to try to optimize the HP of your DPS characters a bit, so they will have a bit more HP and will be able to survive one more bloodbath. Alright, checked out the lighting, checked out everything, but we're good. So basically these are the 2 ways to deal with lane 1, right? So you have either the Nyx and Ardea for the DPS, and for the tanks you have Edith or Broke here. Then for lane 2, let's take a look here. Lane 2 is here. You already saw Magnus. You saw the fighter approach already, right? And for the fighter approach of lane 2, it's all the same. It's basically all the same. You have all these tanky fighters that you want to use their ults when the Volca clone comes in, so they survive the Volca clone's damage. And you want to use your healer's burst healing to survive the Volca clone's damage while these fighters take care of the Volca clone. All same concept as Magnus, as you just saw before. The only one that is different is Salazar. If you have a strong enough Salazar, he can actually, with his burst, if you time it properly, one-tap that Volca clone. So there's that. This is one place where you can use Salazar quite efficiently, which is amazing. But when using Salazar and you need to kind of one-tap that Volca clone with his ultimate, you will need strong gear on him. I can show you the gear that I used on him, because for him the gear, the damage is more important because he won't be able to survive Volca hits. So Salazar will have used the same gear as Magnus here. So this is the gear I used on Salazar to beat it. So you would need that kind of gear on your Salazar. On top of that, it would be recommended for your Salazar to have someone like a Wrath as a Lord, or even a Torador as Lord for bonus damage. And on top of that, If you use Salazar, you want to use your Invic buff on Salazar, so he has really enough damage to one-shot. And then similar concept, Silas and Yovar. These guys also want a one-shot, and I can show you guys real quick how they do it. Alright, so a little showcase here how you want to do it with Silas. You just pop his ult early, so his ult is active when the Volca clone comes in, and then he just one-shots that Volca clone on her way without a defender in its way. There we go. And then he afterwards should focus down these guys on the side here, these archers, and he is able to deal with these archers, as you were able to see, even though he for a bit helped out Ardea on the bottom side as well. So you can use your Silas for that as well, or if you have a Yovar, you can use him there as well. Important for lane 2 is just that you use one single DPS to cover this lane here. That's really important because you don't have enough space in your team and units to place down. Otherwise, you really just want to use one single unit for wave 2, for lane 2. Then for lane 3, you already saw it a little bit, right guys? Basically, I have been really hard theory crafting for lane 3, and this took me hours because lane 3 at the beginning I just had Zillitu. I just had Zillitu, and just to have Zillitu as your only DPS to take care of that Volca clone, the magic Volca clone, is kinda rough, right? But a strong enough Thalen and a strong enough Valk can get the job done. Zillitu gets it way easier done with way weaker gear and without a lord or anything, right? But these two can deal with the magic damage clone, and these guys, all these fighters, can deal with the physical damage clone. And now, what if you don't have one of these magic damage fighters? These are mainly the problem. Because you have physical damage fighters, you have many options. A magic damage fighter Zillitu is strong, and maybe you don't have enough damage on these two to get the job done. Well, I did a lot of theory crafting, and I came up with a way on which you will be able to deal with or lane 3 here, without having a fighter at all placed here, and still be able to deal with it, because the magic damage dealer will be a Hex or maybe a Soul Cadence, and then you will be able to deal with lane 3. And let me show you exactly how that works. Alright, so for lane 3, there are a few conditions that need to be met as well, and one of them is of course having a unit like Constance. So Constance is what you kind of want to have if you don't want to go with the fighter approach for lane 3. So we're just really quickly gonna get that done. Place down our Hex after I place down my Hex after these first archers come, because the archers and the bloodbath here at the beginning is timed at this exact same time, and then it can happen that your Hex would die. So I just go for the safety route here and play it like this, and then you have your Hex, right, taking care of this Volca clone here and one-shotting it. There you go, Volca clone is one shot. And now here's the crucial part, as you will be able to see. That is that our Hutsut has a healing artifact. Our Hutsut has a healing artifact here, or just the marksman that we use on this side has a healing artifact, because then once we use our next marksman to deal with the physical Volca that's coming in lane 3, right? Because we really need that. We really need that due to the fact that we don't have any healer reaching that Hutsut. So she needs to heal herself, and she does extremely well with that. And she does extremely well with that artifact, right? As you can see here. Crucial is really that one artifact that I'm going to show you guys real quick, and that is this one, right? The Ihor Chalice. That really restores a lot of HP, gives a lot of lifesteal to your marksman of choice there. So for the fourth lane, you already saw the concept, right? You can use Hatsut or Xylus to clear the fourth lane, and that's pretty much it. And then in terms of healers, Eloin is the best bet, and then I think Fersi is going to be amazing too. Cornelian can help a lot in terms of survivability, especially if you need to survive these bombers, right? These self-destroying nukers. She will be amazing for that. In terms of the lane 3 and 4 healer, as you were able to see, if you use fighters for lane 3, there's like two approaches, right? The one with Hex and the one with Zillitu that I just showed. If you use fighters, you want to use a piercer healer that can reach from here to help out here to survive, to deal. Can I speak? To just help to heal up your unit that is up here. If you use a marksman here to deal with these lane 3, you want to use a Constance to heal here, and then you want to use a Ecor of Callus artifact to heal, to self-sustain your marksman on 4. Then on 3 for the tank, on 3 here, you can use pretty much any tank, they will easily survive. Optional supports is a Dolores, especially for the beginning before the Soulbound Arcana is stacked, as you were able to see with the Nyx. I needed the Dolores for the beginning, just to have a bit more damage at the beginning. Then optional, I tried Setram for lane 2, he barely didn't get the job done. I think a Sagak can get the job done for lane 3 as well. And the Razak, unfortunately, his ultimate doesn't reach as far as a Nyx ultimate does. And his ultimate can't one-shot at wave 5, so at wave 4 his ultimate might be good enough, stage 4, but for stage 5 it's really Nyx that you want to use for lane 1. So as a quick summary for everyone to deal with these different lanes, lane 1 you really don't have many choices. You have Nyx and Ardea, a marksman and a fighter approach, and as for defenders for the lane 1 you have best bet is Edith, or you use an unkillable defender and that can survive a hit, and you play it the way I showed you. Then for wave 2 I also showed both strategies, right? You're gonna again use either a fighter who can tank and deal damage like these guys, or a marksman that will one-shot the Volca when she comes in like these guys. For wave 3, same thing. You can use a fighter, you can also use a marksman approach. It differs quite a bit, the fighter and marksman approach in lane 3, as you were able to see in the showcase. And lane 4, wave 4, I don't see many other options than Hatsut and Silas at the moment to deal with this part right here. The only way I would see to deal with this part right here is just to have someone like an Ardea here, and then that Ardea will be able to just one-shot everyone here and have a tank in front of her. Maybe then she will still be able to get the job done, but there is no guarantee, but I haven't exactly tested that, but that could be also something. But Ardea is going to be useful in so many places here, right? Or if you're in a lower stage, you don't need any other hero, right? These are just options for stage 5, and these are really just classes. I just showed the different classes that you can use and how you want to play around using these different classes. So yeah, this is it. This is all you need to know to succeed in Gear Dungeon 2, guys. If you liked, I really would appreciate a subscribe, a like, a comment. It would help the channel out a lot, especially since it's already 1 AM. I still gotta edit everything, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good day and have fun trying out different stuff in Gear Dungeon 2, some new horror content. I'm Ronaldo and I'm out. Peace.